What up, my beautiful tubers? Thank you so much for clicking on today's episode. And today we're going over the Eagle 110mm rocket pods, unlocked at level 10 for 7,500 requisition. But this little demo up here is BS because fighting the automatons is a lot more difficult using these rocket pods, and we'll go over that after the intro. Alright divers, I'm sure by now you've unlocked the majority of your ship modules. These are definitely going to make your stratagems way more effective. So let's start off with the death zone. We have a 0 to 6 meter death zone. You will die, definitely, for sure. This has a 5 to 11 meter damage zone, but this damage zone is kind of inconsistent, and that's one thing I don't like about this stratagem, is because I'm standing in the same distance in one of these clips, and one I will take damage, and the next I won't take damage. I'm standing in the same distance, I'll take damage, and the same distance I won't take damage. So it's very consistent in that aspect, and there's a lot more inconsistencies with the rocket pods, as I did this video and I found out. So let's go over the enemies that this thing does do good with and what these pods do poorly against, because if you're looking to eliminate the threat by everything, this is not going to do it. This is strictly for targeting heavily armored targets. So whatever you throw your beacon with, it's going to target the most armored target, the most heaviest target towards it. So this rocket pod stratagem sends about 3 sets of 4 rockets into the largest target near the beacon. These highly damaged stratagems are able to deal with large armored targets with ease, where they're stripping their armor so they could rapidly be dispatched by normal weapons fire, or just killing them outright. Due to the travel speed of the missiles, fast-moving targets such as chargers or maybe even tanks, or berserkers, you might have trouble hitting with these rocket pods. So just like in these clips right here, I'm actually having a hard time taking out just the slightest Devastator. It's inconsistent with this lock-on. Every time I throw it on a certain target that I want to hit, it's gonna just honestly hit whatever it wants to hit. Even though I think the Devastator with the rocket pods are do more damage and take, are heavily more armored, the goddamn rocket pods won't lock onto it. Same thing with the Hulk, man. I've been having this whole clip right here. I fought this Hulk for about a good 3 minutes, and it's its inconsistency that these pods do is just outright frustrating, especially fighting the automatons. Right now, it's a little calm. It's about the eye, between the eye of the storm, and I haven't got pushed yet by the last dropship that got sent behind me. So I'm trying to take out this Hulk, and I can't do it. I don't know what the heck's going on right now. I wish these rocket pods were a little bit more accurate, and I wish they just did a little bit more splash damage, because of the inconsistency and how inaccurate they are when your ego comes to swoop in and throw it down on your target. It gets a little frustrating, and especially during a cooldown time. If you're caught between those 2 minutes, it could feel like an eternity. Luckily, I didn't have that, and I was able to just basically reposition myself, going in solos to these missions, and ducking and covering and repositioning and trying to get the best spot to throw the stratagem on your enemy, especially when it comes to fighting Hulks. A number of Hulks is a big problem. You get swarmed so fast, and when you're fighting the automaton, especially at higher levels. So you want to be careful with that. The one thing that this thing, I guess, is made for sure, absolutely, there's no guessing about it, is the tanks. Just depending on the size of the tank, this was the largest tank. It took 2 direct hits to take it out, but just your normal size tanks, it's one and done. So absolutely, if you're doing a mission where there's a shit ton of tanks, by golly, by sure, the rocket pods are going to be your best friend, and you're going to look like the best Helldiver on the team. But if not, you're gonna look like the weakest Helldiver, just like how I was. I actually had people back out of me because I was trying to do this video, and they were talking shit. I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to get some clips here. Leave me alone. But it destroys every single tank here, as you can see. That's what I do like about it. Man, doing one of these defending the rocket launch missions, just kept dropping tanks and tanks, and this rocket pod just kept fucking doing Helldivers work, God's work. The Factory Strider, is definitely a little bit different story, because just like how when you come across these larger enemies, you do get that calm before the storm, where there's not a horde of automatons rushing you, and you kind of strategically can put yourself on the map to have the best fight these hordes by yourself. It's a lot easier in groups, absolutely, of course, but I like to get these clips solo just to show you how difficult it can be when you are going to these higher level difficulties. And you know, if you could do this shit solo, then you can definitely ball out when you're with 4 fucking Helldivers and then just be an absolute god. But for, you know, for now, for being solo, right now this is going to be my 3rd direct hit on this Factory Strider. And it's going down. It's actually taking a lot of damage, and I'm liking that. Right now is with the cooldown time that hits, though. And this is where you can definitely be in a world of shit depending on your audio and your map awareness. Because if you look to the right, to the left, you can get bombarded from these automatons very, very quickly, just like I did. I actually died right there. I cut the clip, did a little YouTube magic, and I positioned myself to where my hell pod actually landed on top of a mountain, so I can get the high ground and actually take out this Factory Strider a lot more easier. Because man, honestly, if you do it wrong, you'll die. You'll fuck up the mission, and I'm trying to get these samples. I'm trying to get the fucking ultra rare samples, if you know what I mean. So right here is going to be the 6th direct hit. Boom, motherfucker goes down. Took out about a good took 2 lives out of me, though, so don't get it twisted. It's all about, you know, being a badass. No, I'm joking. But, you know, your broadcast towers, I didn't even get a direct hit, and I somehow took that out. You know, your light automaton outpost easily, your medium automaton outpost easily. And a bunch of other shit that this thing can destroy easily. The one thing I did have a hard time, though, was this detector tower. This thing does not get blown up unless you have a hell bomb, so be wary of that. These cannons are easily taken out, too. I hope you guys have a great day, a great month, and a great year. My name's Sincere, and I'm going to catch you in the next one.